A few days ago, I watched my 2-year-old grandson, Preston, entertain himself by inventing a game. And as I watched, the phrase in my head was, "A little child shall lead them." I read that somewhere. A little child shall lead them. Why is that, I wondered. Then one thought led to another. One of the thousands of gurus has stated that heaven, the kingdom of God, belonged to the children. If you want to get to this Eden, you must be like a child. Think about that for a minute. Really think about that for a minute. Each and every religion on earth control and manipulate their congregants based on their sacred books. That is true. Each and every religion on earth control and manipulate their congregants based on their sacred books. Each sacred book was compiled based on oral history. That's right, oral history, hearsay, word of mouth, passed down throughout the generations. And speaking of just one of the many religions, Christianity, that religion is based on the words of Paul, not Jesus, because Paul's words fits mostly to the man's way of thinking. And where did Paul get his information? Yep, you got it. As for Jesus, he left us with two very powerful commandments. God is in you. Love your neighbor as you would love yourself. I believe Jesus, not Paul. And as for this God, we get a hint via oral history. Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our own image. What if we were created to amuse these gods? Who are these gods, and where do they come from? After all, we were the last and final creation on this planet called Earth. Think about that for a minute. We as human beings have only been here for 200,000 years. And the fact is, it has only been 12,000 years that we started to think. 12,000 years. A drop in the bucket of time. It has only been 12,000 years that we discovered that we can cultivate grass into wheat, food as controlled by mankind. Before that, the gods told us to eat only fruit and berries. Daniel, according to the sacred book, found that it was nutritious to just eat beans and water. But back to the element of time, on our relationship to time. I believe that the measurement of time is a construct of man and has nothing to do with the gods. To the gods, time is meaningless. After all, how old is the earth? How old is our galaxy? How old is the universe? We as people is a recent addition to this stage of amusement called Earth. The mushroom has been here for some 300 million years, long before man got here, and they were beautiful then, just as they are beautiful now. Insects have been here for 250,000 years, and the fly, as an insect, was here long before mankind. Flowers, my all-time favorite, is a relatively newcomer. Flowers have been here for a mere 130 million years. I love flowers, and it begs the question, why all this beauty if mankind was not here? Who were these beautiful things created for? Who is the observer when mankind was not even here? And as for us, as thinking animals, we have only been here for something like 12,000 years. That is, as thinking human beings. Of course, yes, we have been upright walking apes for about 200,000 years, but as thinking beings, just 12,000 years. Come to think of it, many of us are still not thinking human beings. As for Microdacism, well, I created Microdacism based on the simple cosmos that I don't know, but you do. We're all gods, and it's up to you to create your own school of thought. As such, we need only to be the best human beings that we can be, as the gods that we are, and of course to love one another. That's right, to simply love one another, and in doing so to have some respect for this awesome power of nature. Consider this fact: 99% of all life forms that ever existed have now gone extinct. So can we. I can't help but wonder, who or what is the observer?